So today is kind of a tutorial slash first impressions on the Zulu palette by Juvia'S. I know I'm really late, it's like a 1.5 years old, but I just got it in the mail along with 2 other palettes by them, and I wanted to give it a try on camera. So I created this sort of parrot looking look. It reminds me of my parrot Pippin. The pigment was a little bit tough to work with, but I ended up with a look that I really like. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and keep watching to see how I created this look. So I'm putting 2 colors down on my crease because I'm going to transition halfway through my lid, and I think this is just going to work better. So this is going to be kind of purpley over here. So the color that I want on my lid is this like gorgeous shimmery blue. Going in with green. And I'm doing this with my fingers because personally I get the best color payoff with shimmer pigments with my fingers or with wetting a brush, but I don't feel like wetting a brush, and this is just as easy. I'm going in with this pinky red, and I'm just gonna kind of lazily cut my crease. It doesn't really mix well with this green, I'm finding. I'll have to cover that up. But I wanted this underneath before I went in with the purple. And I'm just gonna bring it up onto my brow bone a little bit. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna shape out this corner. Okay, back in with that green to fix this blending issue here. And then back in with the blue. And I don't mind that this crease isn't like super well defined. Like, that's not really my style at this point. But I do want a gradient of color. Star of the show, this purple. Purple pigments are very, very, very tricky to work with. They tend to be powdery. I might end up wetting this one, but that's looking pretty. I'm just gonna go until the blue is pretty much transitioned to green because I don't think green and purple are gonna mix well. Now I'm gonna start to go in with a brush. This brush is dampened just with water, and I'm gonna pack on more of this shimmery blue pigment to kind of define my lid. I think I might have to spray this before I'm done with the look just to keep these colors looking vibrant. And then I'm gonna try to go over this purple a little bit with this shimmer. Okay, I think that works well. I don't want it like totally opaque and blue, but that kind of helps with the transition. I'm going to use orange here on my brow bone. So I'm going to have to clean a lot of this up. I'm going to just touch up this look really quick without talking too much. Up on my upper brow bone, I am going to put some yellow just because I think that brightens up a look. And I'm going to do the same thing under here. Next, I'm going to go back in with that pink. Back in with the purple. I don't want to get it too much on my lid, so I'm going to tilt my head up and kind of just go underneath my brow bone. And then I'm going to spray my eyelid with some setting spray so that this shimmer pigment stays on better. So I'm noticing you just really have to build these pigments. It's not a one and done situation, but when you build them, they are really gorgeous. Like, you can create a really gorgeous look. It just takes a bit of time and patience. So I'm just cleaning everything up. Ooh. Got pigment in my eye.
Man. God.
Blend, blend, blend. So there isn't really a color in this palette that I want to put under my brow bone, but I do want to highlight it because this is such a shimmery look. So I'm conflicted, like, do I go outside of the palette? Yeah, I think I might have to. I'm going to use Sundays from the Natasha Denona palette. So much pigment in my eye. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of this yellow underneath my lower lash line. There we go. And then this is Sundays from Natasha Denona, just to highlight my brow bone, because honestly, like, on all of Juvia'S art, the highlight is on point. Like, I can't just not highlight. It would be blasphemy. Okay, and for some reason I want to be like symmetrical and go under my eye with Sundays too. I'm gonna record my other eye and then I will give my final thoughts. So I'm approaching this a little bit differently because I had to do so much back and forth with the last eye that I'm doing it in a more logical manner. I mean, we're learning as we go, okay? So I'm starting off with pink on my brow bone because if you can see, there's pink here, there's purple underneath, it fades to blue and green, and then we have some yellow and orange up above. And now I'm coming in with orange, kind of like over the pink and only ever so slightly with the border above. And then I'm gonna take this yellow color and go right above the orange, like so. Maybe like even a little bit into it and into the pink. Okay, cool. So finally, I'm gonna go in with Natasha Denona Sundays just to highlight my brow bone. It's a warm, kind of goldy, metallic shadow. So if you have something like that, that would work very well. Okay, so that's my base makeup. I'm now going to put down my outer corner like I normally do. Like, I don't know why I switched up the order today. I think I messed myself up. So I'm going in with this plum purple and being careful not to go onto my lid. I'm gonna look up and just draw under my brow bone. And see, look, the pink is already there. Like, I didn't have to put this. This makes a lot more sense, you guys. If you watched the first half of the video, good for you. But this is where it's at. Like, this is the method, okay? I just hadn't used this palette before. I didn't realize like how much you really had to build the pigments. I'm going back in with that pink. And then I'm gonna take it under my eye a little bit. And kind of bring that purple along with it. Great. Now I'm going to not waste any time and I'm just gonna wet this brush. I'm gonna use a little bit of Makeup Forever setting spray. I'm just painting this on, packing it on. This works a lot better when it's wet. And I'm gonna go about halfway across my lid. Try to form a corner here as best I can with this brush, even though like the shape of this brush isn't great for that. And then I'm going to go in with my finger with this green color. It's just a little bit easier to use than the blue. It is so gorgeous. I love this green and I love this blue too. I'm really liking this palette as I'm using it more. As I did, you know, my second eye and figured out my formula, this is making sense to me why they put these colors together, and I'm learning how to make the formula work for me because I'm really used to like very, very, very pigmented shadows. So I'm going back in with that blue, mirroring what I did above on my upper eyelid, and then again with the green on my finger, blending those two together, taking my pinky touching up my inner corner, dragging that out a little bit. And then finally, for the finishing touches, I'm going to take this yellow and just drag it underneath my lower lid. And then I'm going to take Sundays and just run that right under my lower lid. And I'm gonna just reapply that on my upper lid as well. Okay, so that looks pretty symmetrical to me despite being a completely different process the second time around. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some liner and some lashes and finish up this look. Oh, I'm using this Marc Jacobs eyeliner in Plum for the outer third of my lower lash line. And then once it transitions to this blue-green color, I'm going in with this Estee Lauder eyeliner in Olive Luster. I'm not going to do any liner on the top lash line because I don't want to cover up this pigment. I would do purple if I had liquid in purple, but I don't, so I'm just going to add these, I can't remember what kind of lashes they are, but they look like this. For the highlight, I dipped into Sundays from Natasha Denona and then also that yellow color from the Zulu palette. And I'm just gonna go on the tops of my cheekbones here. I know you can really see that yellow now, but it will buff out. I mean, you guys know me by now, like if it's not glittery, I don't like it. So this to me is the perfect highlight. It's yellowy, it's warm, it's shimmery, it's perfect. And then for my lips, even though I'm doing like a really bright eyeshadow look, I'm still gonna go bright on my lips with Unattached by Fenty. This just goes along with this like gorgeous rainbow look that I put on my eyes. So this is my take on the Zulu palette. Overall, I had a little bit of trouble with the pigment at first. It's very powdery, but it is buildable. The second eye was a lot easier because I kind of knew what I was working with at that point, but the colors are so beautiful. I love the look that I created. It reminds me of my parrot, Pippin. I'll insert a photo of him here. So you can see in his tail feathers, he has all of these brilliant colors. So this palette is really, really great for the colors that you get. You can build such fun looks from it. I would recommend buying it, but be aware the color payoff and the pigmentation is not, it's not what you're gonna get from Natasha Denona or Anastasia or any other high-end eyeshadow brand. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the tutorial and hope to see you next time. Bye.
Wash your feet, drive me to Firenze. 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 Boy, man. Wash your feet, drive me to Firenze. Wash your feet, drive me to Firenze.